So one of the subscribers that follow me and Ray and Aaron brought up a good point that there was an issue recently that they were made aware of where the technician would get in the vehicle or the customer would get in the vehicle in a Super Duty, and they would turn the key off and the vehicle would still be running. All the electronics would shut down, but the vehicle would still be running. They turn the key back on and the electronics would come back. So the issue with this is where the drains are located on the Super Duty cowl. Me and Aaron were talking about this on his, DS, Cody, Aaron, we were all talking about this. And I even did a demonstration where I actually had the hood open and I showed people the fuse box is located low and back towards the firewall on the passenger side. Water runs off the windshield and gets down in that cowl area, and how it drains is they don't have a proper deflection drain away from that fuse box area. And the little flap that's up on the plastic side on the driver's side and on the passenger side, you can see where the water can get down in there, and it will push open that little flap and it will drain off onto the plastic, and guess where it falls? Right on top of the fuse box. And that fuse box, it doesn't have a total seal lid. There's a lid that does encase it, but a lot of times people don't put the lid on correctly if they're looking for something or if they're trying to add a fuse, because they put a trailer brake controller in, and in the trailer brake controller there's a fuse that's given to you and it says put this fuse in this location to activate the circuit for the trailer brake controller, right? And a lot of people will pull the cover back off and they'll go to put the fuse in, but they won't ever snap the cover back in correctly. Now there's a few ways that you can alleviate this if you have a Super Duty that's not causing issues yet. Is you can actually take the fuse box off and find a roll of 3M adhesive rubberized, you could find thin strips. They're about so wide and they got 3M built material on the back, adhesive, and you can actually line that fuse box lid with that 3M seal and make sure you got a good clean surface, that you've used some rubbing alcohol to clean off that plastic area, and then stick that 3M adhesive to it just a little bit before the edge. You're going to have to play with it to try to get the right fit, and then flip that lid back down, and you're going to get a little resistance, but that seal that you just put in there is going to seal that totally from the top so that water can't get in there anymore. Now I have heard that they have an updated fuse box cover. You can order a new cover for it that is better. I don't know what the part number is for that right now, but I will do some digging. I'll ask Aaron over on Power Stroke Tech Talk with Aron. I'll try to get a hold of him and see if we can't get a part number for the updated fuse box cover, and then I'll put that number in the comment section. But that is a common issue. I can't say, okay, let me take it back. It's not an uncommon issue and it's not a common issue. It's not happening on all Super Duties. But people that are experiencing these random electronic concerns on their brand new Super Duties, or this where you pull the key off to shut it off and it's still running, 99.9% of the time that's the problem. And once it gets so bad to the point where electronics are staying on or the engine's still running when you key off, the fuse box has to be replaced. And there's been several of those done already on these brand new model Super Duties where they got to go in there and disconnect everything, put a new fuse box in that's got a new updated cover, and that fixes the problem. It's because of a bad location and where the water spills over, it gets down on that box. So I just wanted to cover that real quick and kind of leave a screenshot of the gentleman's message here to let you guys know we are aware of it. We are tracking it. I've had maybe one of those situations in the last 6 months happen at our dealership that the diesel guy had to take care of, put a new fuse box in it. But other than that, we don't see a lot of them here because we're not a huge volume Super Duty dealer at my dealership. But we service them, and we do have them in often every day. Just not as much as Aron might see, because Aron sees a lot of them. They have a huge center for diesel or Super Duty trucks that they service there, and he may have a little bit more input on that. And if Aron could span off of this video and then cover it even further, that would be excellent. But this is just kind of where I'm at, shedding some light on the situation, saying, yeah, that is, it's not uncommon, but it's also not common either. But that is a concern. It's because of the location of the fuse box and how the water actually spills off the cowl area when it's raining or snow is melting and stuff like that. So it's legit. Fuse box is typically the repair for that is put a new fuse box in it, and Ford is aware of it. They are aware that the cover does need to be updated, and you as the owner of your Super Duty So one of the first things that I would do, number one modification to your Super Duty that I would do first, is I would pull that plastic cover off of the fuse panel. It's going to be kind of tricky to get it out of there, and line it with some 3M thin rubber type seal, and then clip it back in. You'll have to play with it a little bit, but that's the first modification that you're going to do to your 22 Super Duty. Any of your Super Duties for that matter, where that fuse box is tucked over there in that corner. Just do it. Save yourself the time. Save yourself the dealer trip. Save yourself the embarrassment or hassle of being out, shutting your truck off, and it still continues to run even with the key out of it, or these phantom electronic problems. Thanks, guys. Be blessed.